Marcus Aurelius writes this journal. It's called Meditations. What's even more interesting is that he wrote a big chunk of it here in Budapest, right up in the Roman camp, not far from the city. And what he writes in Meditations, he asks this question. He asks it to himself. He never knew that we would read it, but he says, stop whatever you're doing at this moment and ask yourself, am I afraid of death because I won't be able to do this anymore? And by this, he means what we spend so much of our time doing. Are you afraid of death because you won't be able to play video games anymore? Because you won't be able to watch pornography on your computer? Because you won't be able to argue with people you don't know on the internet? Because you won't be able to sit on your couch and get drunk or high? These are not reasons to be afraid of death. You shouldn't be afraid of death at all, he's saying. But what you definitely shouldn't do is be afraid of death. And then when you have life, sit here and waste it on things that don't matter. Seneca says it even more bluntly. He says, you are scared of dying, but tell me, is the kind of life you lead any different than being dead? And there are so many forms of life that are a kind of death, right? A life filled with resentment, a life filled with regret, a life that's all about you, a life that's all about chasing fame or money or power, a life of loneliness or isolation. These are forms of living death. When we think about our mortality, it wakes us up to that fact. It gives us perspective on how meaningless a lot of the things we spend our time chasing are and the expense that those things come at, right? We put things off to the future. I'll start a family later. I'll follow my dream job later. I'll start that company later. We need more and more time because what we're not doing is being present. We're not taking advantage of what's in front of us right now. We don't want to postpone anything. We want to balance life's books each day.